Good morning, YouTube. It is I, Danielle, better known as Danielle Happy Medium. And in this video, a topic up for discussion today, we're going to talk about statements and questions and how the way in which we present our work can ultimately lead our client into answering the information in which that we give them, and how using statements, then questions, can keep you on track with your mediumship when you're delivering your evidence from the spirit world. As mediums, what we should always remember is that statements and then questions are important. First reason is to look professional and to be doing a good job. We shouldn't be questioning a sitter. An example of a question of a sitter is, you have a granddad in the spirit world, or your mum died of cancer. That is a question where if we turn it and we say, I have mother here and mother's making me aware she passed with cancer, the client will then answer either yes or no. These two statements look very, very similar, but one is questioned and one is not. And what you have to get into habit of when you first ever start out as a medium is making sure that you're not questioning your sitter, so that your sitter can then lead you on to another question, statement, whatever it may be. And this can make you look quite unprofessional when you're working out there in the industry. It's what we call leading questions, which could be then classed as cold reading, could then be used against you to make you be saying that you've questioned that client and that client has given you the information instead of the information coming from the spirit world. So for the budding medium out there, it's really important to get in the habit early on of using statements and then questions. So i.e., I have mother here. Mother's telling me X, Y, and Z. I have father here. Father's making me aware of such and such and such and such. Would that be true? You always give the statement, then the question, not a question and then a statement. The reason also, another reason I'll give you this is as we work through the statements from the spirit world or through the story in which that the communicator is giving us, when we give out lots and lots and lots of facts with no breakage in it, what can happen is we can get very lost in that communication. And what can also happen is when we come to say to the client, is this true? The client will say, well, some of it's true, but some of it's not. Because of this, you can get very, very lost and not know where to go back. So when we do statements and then questions, it's sort of keeping a track of how we're doing with our mediumship or with the story in which the communication's building. When we get a no, or the client can only understand so much, what you can then do is go back and ask for additional information, or can clean that mediumship up so that it's presented in a very positive, very good, very professional way. When we're questioning sitters, or when we're just throwing information at the general public or the sitters, it can look unprofessional, untidy, and certainly not what we would call good mediumship. So learning these techniques quite early on is really, really important in your mediumship, and ultimately will set your mediumship up for the best basis possible. What you don't want to be doing is throwing things at people and just going, here, take that, take that, take that, which can be quite rude. People can get upset, and we have to remember that we are here to bring a lot of positivity, a lot of joy, and a lot of understanding and compassion when we're doing our mediumship. We have to be respectful of the sitter and also of the spirit world in which that we work with. We don't want to be leading our clientele into questions and then giving us the information. What would be the point in that? You're meant to be a medium. You're meant to be giving the information to the sitter or the client, not the other way around. And some clients, bless their little hearts, and sitters love to help us out. And as a medium, you have to learn to be that little bit more professional and say, no, I appreciate your help, but I don't need it. The spirit world will tell me everything I need to know, or everything that they feel they need to tell you. And that there is a very good way of being really professional, but also stating to the client or the sitter, it's okay, I don't need your help. And this also, learn to get into this nice little habit of statements and then questions, also allows you to keep an eye on what it is that you're saying, and also being responsible for what you're saying also. So it really is a good technique, and also really good hints and tips here, really when you're first starting out, and making sure that you are stating, I have dad here, dad tells me this. Could you understand that? The client will probably say yes. If not no, then you can always pop back and go, I need a little more on that. They haven't quite got that. You'll either get a bit more information, You can clean that note up, keep moving. Always statements, then questions, statements, then questions. If you watch a few mediums or you watch out there in the industry, if you know what you're looking for, you'll see it quite a lot. It's not something that I particularly agree with, but it's just my viewpoint that it may be wrong, might not be wrong. I can only see it from where I stand as a medium, and for me personally, I don't think it's right that medium should be questioning any sitter or any client for that matter. But again, that's just my personal viewpoint there. What I would say to you is try to get these techniques in place early on, which builds in that discipline of the mind, which helps you, the budding medium, work with the spirit world that little bit more professionally, nice tidy mediumship, and always look in that confident medium when you're out there in the industry. So I hope these hints and tips have been helpful for you. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. Please do share it around. If you fancy subscribing to the channel, please do. And hopefully I will see you all very, very soon.